little bit about you, and then we'll open it up to the audience.
Well, let me just say a few words. First of all, thank you for hosting me today. This is everything that I expected it to be, and even beyond, mostly because the people that I've met who are entrepreneurs, every single one of the stories, even in a minute and a half, I saw connections to opportunities, which is exciting. First, a bit of background. I serve as the President's Chief Technology Officer, and it's a role that did not exist in the United States government until the Obama administration. And it was because the President wanted to have a senior advisor who would help harness the power and potential of technology, data, and innovation to both improve the economy and to address and improve the lives of everyday Americans. In my responsibility as Chief Technology Officer, I focus on three things: job creation, opening up the government, and addressing areas like reducing healthcare costs and other national priorities that are critical. In the area of job creation, there's no question that entrepreneurship is the key policy lever that I'm focused on. And the reason for that is all the research has now shown that new businesses, yes, we've all heard of small businesses, but new businesses that did not exist prior to within the first 5 years account for the overwhelming share of net job creation, and that's been true over the last decade and beyond. So the real policy lever here is to isolate on the growth rate of new startups and to encourage and nurture them, not just on the coasts, but to find opportunities to promote entrepreneurship all over the United States. Now, I'm doing some long-range things and some medium-term things and then some short-run things. On the long-range side, President Obama is looking at infrastructure for the 21st century economy. You mentioned mobile. We actually see mobility and digital infrastructure for wireless as an enabling capability that the United States wants to lead in. We want to lead the world, as we have for the last umpteen years, 60-plus years, leading the world in wireless technology. So we're doing a lot to promote this. The President called for a spectrum initiative that would double the amount of wireless spectrum that we made available for broadband. But it's also about these medium-term opportunities to open up new areas of the economy that haven't seen the kind of opportunities. Health, energy, education are sectors of the United States economy that have not had the same kind of productivity gains because they have not had the kind of IT revolution that's transformed the rest of the economy. So medium term, we're hoping our policies in healthcare, IT, smart grid, learning technologies will create new markets for the future. But then in the short run, we're struggling with what to do like next week or next month. And we are very much in the spirit of challenges, prizes, competition. And in 2010, we launched a number of initiatives to promote entrepreneurship through challenges, inspiring communities to say, what are your best ideas for generating university spin-offs or high-growth companies? And we had a competition, and 6 communities were awarded these little grants, $1 million grants, to demonstrate that they're going to take it to the next level. So I said to Saeed, that's fine to get started, but 2011, we're going to have to scale this thing up in a much more significant way. So I want to understand how many plug-and-play centers can we have in the United States. I want to understand how many other ecosystems can connect back to Silicon Valley, and if so, in what form or fashion. I want to understand what it would take to get the general exciting juices flowing again, so that that spirit of entrepreneurship, when you feel it, walk into the halls, everybody's got an idea that's going to be the next big thing. I want to have that same conversation in Detroit, Cleveland, Florida, Maine, you know. So that's the spirit. Oklahoma, what'd you say? Chicago. Yeah, Chicago.
He's going to kill me if we don't do it in Chicago.
We're in Chicago. Believe me, the President cares a little bit about that. So the spirit of this is to take advantage of all the creative policy levers that we have. Yes, the government has some money. Yes, the government has the ability to pass laws. But really, this whole construct and the work that I do largely is about government as convener. Because the original concept of government, lowercase g, was that people came together to work towards the betterment of the full and social welfare. So if we came together as neighbors and friends, didn't think as much about the mess of Washington and the craziness and the silly stuff that no one likes to read about, but just bringing people together and convening, I think we're going to make a lot of things happen. That's the spirit of this. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm happy to celebrate what Plug and Play is doing. And maybe if you don't mind, we'll take a couple of questions.
Yeah, I would love to take it. I would like to take a couple.
And tell me your name first.
It's Vivek Hatising, and my colleague David Meese is here.
Yep.
And I'm thrilled to see you because I was watching your comment video downstairs.
No way.
18 months ago, and I got a call saying you're already in the building, so I'm thrilled that I got to
How
see it.
random.
But Dave and I are building a nationwide network of block-based city networks. So what we
Networks,
realized,
like literally technical networks, broadband networks?
geographic. So the idea behind the company was 5 years ago. A neighbor asked me to become a block captain, Neighborhood Watch.
Oh, you mean literally networks to
Geographic.
improve public safety and
Public
XYZ?
safety, emergency preparedness.
Done.
Bulk purchasing at a discount.
Yep.
And what we realized is that if you restricted geographically the interactions to a block, you could get an incredibly high adoption, repeat usage rates.
I agree.
And so we've been doing this for 5 years, and we've just signed a deal with, 4 months ago with the city of Palo Alto, with Jim Keene, who runs the city.
Yeah.
Because cities have enormous geographic interests, just as local businesses do,
Yes.
local organizations do, and block captains do. And so we are very interested in hearing from you as to how we can approach Washington, D.C. in
Yes.
the right way that makes sense
So
to
I'll give
you.
you 3 immediate answers.
Thank you.
Number one, I'm very interested. We're publishing data, open data. So if we can bring like a data service that hyper-localizes information so that you know at the block level what your obesity rate is, your health, your education statistics, your transportation challenges. Basically, if you came to me and said, this is the common denominator currency,
Yeah.
if I can get the following 20 pieces of information, they could be the fuel that allows block captains to have a conversation about priorities. So number one,
Okay.
let me publish data in a format that would be useful. Number two, we launched a community health data initiative. So in health specifically, we're on a nationwide campaign. We put some resources behind this. In fact, just down the street, a woman named Indu Subaya and Matthew Holt launched health, the number 2, challenge.org to think about innovative applications that can be used to promote best practices in improving health at the block level, at the community level.
Okay.
So perhaps you could work with them on sponsoring a challenge
Okay.
that would help bring more development resources to help at the block level. And then 3, perhaps most boldly, I'm also in the API business. So I'm taking government transactions that normally you'd have to go visit 30 miles away to the office of such and such to get your transactions done. I'm looking at creative ways to build an API so that your firm could say, hey, for this block, the government service they'd love to be able to execute locally is Social Security benefit determination letters. I have no freaking idea.
Right.
So if we found a way to allow you to produce this.
Be careful all the words you use.
Oh, yeah. But I think that would be the spirit of this. If there's
Okay.
a way to get the connection points to federal programs that are customer service oriented,
Yes.
so that at the block level, people can see an improvement in customer service on federal government programs, projects, transactions, because you've identified a few, don't solve world hunger. Tell me the 2 or 3 that you think would be a good customer service improvement by hyper-localizing them, and I would be very keen to hear about it.
Okay.
Let
Thank
me
you.
ask,
Yeah, he's giving me the signal.
Go ahead.
We gotta leave.
Yeah.
Last question.
Proxemics,
Why do I have to talk
can
to
you tell us